Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am Dorios, and today we're going to be looking at the new roadmap for The Sims 4. First off, I'm sorry, I know that this video is a touch late, but I honestly didn't have time to record earlier today, so we're doing it now. So in the roadmap, the first thing that it brings up are a couple of new kits. It says that they're coming on September 19th, which is exciting. It actually gives us the names of both of the kits, which I wasn't expecting right off the bat. We are getting the Artist Studio kit and the Storybook Nursery kit. And honestly, no specific elements of this card that introduce these kits really sticks out to me. Let me know if any of them do to you. I believe both of these are going to be build by kits. I can't see them going any other way. And honestly, I'm kind of excited for the Storybook Nursery kit just because I feel like that'll help me in the Ultimate Decades Challenge. But otherwise, I am really indifferent. I could always take it or leave it with kits. It's just how it goes for me. There have been very few that I've been overly excited for, I'm not gonna lie. Moving on to the next card in the reading, and that is going to be the Reaper's Rewards event. I do like the design of this card. It's really cool with the cow plant, with everybody reaching for the cake. I actually really like how the art for this little reveal look. It does begin on September 24th, but I am personally not super excited, not super happy about this event. I personally think that if there's going to be a sign-in event, that's cool. But I don't like that not everyone's able to get the content from those things. If it's not a sign-in event, I think it might be a play the game and achieve XYZ death for the day type of event, like death by fire, death by freezing, death by chicken. Honestly, it could just be any of the random deaths in the game, which if it is, hopefully it's just base game deaths and they're relatively easy to get. But yeah, I don't like anything that has a criteria to get the reward. I just don't like them in The Sims 4. I just don't think it works well. I don't think you should pressure the community into playing the game more frequently. But if it is a challenge or something that you don't necessarily get a unique reward from, I'm fine with that. Maybe it's a new challenge that they lay out for us to play by ourselves. I'm just worried about anything that involves the word event with The Sims 4. I'm not gonna lie. But moving on to the next tarot card, it is the Life and Death expansion pack. So we're gonna get the first look at this expansion pack on October 3rd, and it's gonna actually release on the 31st, which I will be out of town for. So I will try to make a video about it. I guess we'll see. I'll have to figure something out for that if I do. But my ideas for this expansion pack idea is called Life and Death from what we know so far, or at least that's the theme of the expansion pack. The first thing that you see on the card is Grimm himself or herself, themselves. There we go. That's how you do it. But I'm thinking that maybe a Grimm revamp, overhaul, maybe some new skins. Maybe there's different outfits for different occasions. Maybe, just maybe, we'll get a Grimm Reaper offspring. Maybe if you're Sim Woohoos with Grimm, the offspring will get special powers. I don't believe that's a thing yet. If it is already a thing, let me know because I just don't know about it. But I think any of those things could be cool. Another thing that I feel is 100% going to be added. If they don't add this, this pack makes no sense. And that's going to be funerals. It's probably just going to go ahead and be an event like any other. I also assume that there will be a funeral home lot type. That might be a new thing as well, which is possibly just where they hold the funerals and then you have to take them to another new lot type, which is a cemetery. Again, if they don't have cemeteries in this expansion, I will scream because it will make zero sense if they don't. I've personally been wanting cemeteries for such a long time. I build them all the time. I love them. Just useful for having a place to put your Sims that have passed on if you're doing a long legacy or anything like that. But I'm assuming it will be a new lot type. Maybe there'll be some new lot traits or challenges that come along with that as well. Maybe there'll be an uneasy, maybe there's some uneasy feeling. It makes your Sims feel uncomfortable when they're on the lot. Or maybe it can be a haunted lot trait that doesn't necessarily come from any other expansion pack or game pack or anything like that. And maybe another one could be peaceful or tranquil. You get a sense that you're being watched or something, but it's in a good way. I don't know. Those are just possible things I feel like they could add for lot traits in the game that would make sense with this pack, with this type of lot. It could also be new fears and things like that as well, just the general things. I'm assuming there will be some new traits as well and a new job type. The job will probably be like a funeral director or groundskeeper for like a cemetery or something to that effect. Another aspect of this expansion pack that I think could be possible but is very unlikely is a new occult type. My idea for this would be zombies. I've been wanting zombies in The Sims. I don't think they'd add them before fairies, but it would be cool if we got some zombies. I'm not gonna lie, even if it's a lot challenge. Like maybe the undead just rise in this lot, you know, something like that. And maybe it could make your Sims sick. Maybe it gives them an incurable disease or something. I don't know. It could just be fun. It could be cool. There were zombies in The Sims 3, so it could make sense. It would make a lot of sense with this expansion pack with the name so far. If it is a fully fleshed out occult, I would be very impressed considering mermaids didn't even get that respect in their expansion pack, even though that added so many other things, but the mermaids were not fleshed out in their expansion pack. So if we do get zombies, I feel like it'll be a lot challenge in this expansion pack. An occult that I think could realistically be added, or I guess in this case overhauled, are ghosts. Because we obviously already have ghosts in the game, I feel like they could give them a proper progression tree. Maybe they'll add some new ways to revive the ghost in this expansion pack as well. Or they could even add something like, if there's an expansion tree or something like that, maybe you can be like a vengeful spirit where you just seek vengeance on all those who have wronged you throughout your life. You know, like that could be very interesting or something to that respect. Another idea would be like a guardian angel. Maybe you just want to look after the Sims that you have left behind, you know, something like that. Either way, I would love to see a new occult. I don't know if it should be in an expansion, but if there was an expansion and there were occults that would go with this one, it would be zombies and ghosts, in my opinion, and then the perfect time for the spooky season. Another very unlikely aspect to the game that I don't think will actually make it into this expansion pack, but I would love to see, is honestly religion. And the only reason I say that is a small, very small, this is all speculation, very small possibility, is because religion is just such a big part of a lot of people's lives, and it is called life and death. And when you think of like death, at least in the Western sense, you think a lot on religion and stuff like that. So I just think that'd be kind of a cool aspect to add, maybe a couple different religions that are just in the Sims universe. They don't mimic real life religions at all. Maybe you can make a custom religion if you want to mimic a real life religion. But I do think that'd be really cool. Maybe if it does happen, it could open up ways to communicate with those who have passed on. That's just an idea. I doubt it'll happen, but I think it'd be fun. And it could add new lot types like churches and stuff like that. Or I guess places of worship would likely be the lot type, if we're being honest. Now, obviously with the new expansion, we will be getting a new world. And my thoughts on this is maybe for the centerpiece of the world, there can be a tree of life or death. Maybe based on of some other game mechanic, it can change from a tree of life. Maybe it brings life. It looks very pretty. It blooms, it blossoms, all of that. Maybe it just gives your Sims good mood buffs or extra skill buff. And it's based off of maybe having proper funerals or having happy spirits on a different lot, or on the lot that the tree's on. And maybe if it's like the tree of death, it could just be like the harbinger of death. Your Sims are more likely to die of accidents, stuff like that, like electrocution, fires. All that stuff are just more likely to happen in that specific world for the expansion or on the specific lot that the tree is on. I just think that'd be really cool. It'd be interesting. I feel like a tree is what I think of when I think of life and death. It's just for me personally. I think it'd be a cool centerpiece in the world. Now, real world locations that I would base this expansion pack in, I want to say South America, specifically like Mexico, just because I know the culture a little bit. I know the life and death culture there, like Dia de los Muertos and stuff like that, but that's already kind of in the game through other expansion packs and game packs. And also the previous expansion pack literally just had a city based off of Mexico City. So I don't think it will actually be South America. Another one that I don't think it'll be, but would be really cool if it was, would be based off of an African country or African culture, just because we don't have really any worlds that are based off of that part of the world. So it would just make a lot of sense and be really cool to have some representation from that area. I don't know much about the culture, so I have no idea which one they might pick if they did that. I just think it would be cool personally. Another one that I think is possibly more likely is some sort of like New England or Northern European world. possibly England or Scotland specifically. And that's just because I feel like those places could have more mist, more fog, be a little bit more gloomy, more dreary. And if it's life and death, maybe it can be very bright, but also it can have like mist and fog in certain areas. I just think it would make sense. And I feel like that'd be more the direction that Sims team would actually go, but I don't know. Maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised. I guess we'll see. That's kind of all I have to say on the expansion pack part. That was a long portion of the video. I'm sorry. I know this is a long video for just being a roadmap, but I got kind of excited with the fact that they use tarot cards. But anyways, on to the last card. And this one is just talking about free updates. But on this card specifically, I noticed some symbolism that I think will lead us to understand what the free updates are going to be about. Because obviously they always play into the new expansion pack alongside like general bug updates and stuff like that, or bug fixes. And I noticed on this card specifically, each corner is a different world that we already have with different expansion packs and game packs. So starting at the top left corner, you'll see that that is actually Solani or Island Living, I believe. On the top right hand side, it's Snowy Escape. The bottom left, I believe, is the Vampires pack. And the bottom right is the Strangerville world, at least from what I can tell, I believe. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments down below. So with these specific worlds, maybe they'll be focusing on them and revamping them, which would be cool because especially Vampires, I feel like needs a big revamp. Another idea I had for why these worlds are on this card is maybe they'll represent like different areas that would have the religion if you have both this expansion pack and those packs installed. So maybe they do have a couple of different religions in different worlds, and maybe there's certain aspects of those worlds that they'll add into the religious aspect if they do add that into this pack. Specifically going based off of the worlds we saw for Island Living, other than the fact that maybe it's a world revamp of some sort, I would love if they updated mermaids. Because as I talked about earlier, they were done dirty. They don't have a progression tree or any like really unique or cool special powers, if we're being completely honest. So I would love to see that. I'm not gonna lie. Another possible reason why it's showing it is for the island spirits specifically. Maybe they'll revamp the island spirits to better match like the ghosts and the spirits from the new expansion pack. But those are my ideas for why Island Living could be on this card. Let me know if you guys have any other ones down in the comments below. And moving on to the next world, which is Snowy Escape. At least I believe it's Snowy Escape. Honestly, my best guess with this one is if they did add religion, which is a big if, maybe the shrines that are in this world would play an aspect into one of the religions. And honestly, that's my only guess. I really don't know what the free update otherwise would be for this world. I don't ever play in it really, so I'm not familiar with it. Now for Vampires. First things first, I think it will be a slight world revamp. At least I really hope it is. Just so that way the default houses and builds look a little bit nicer and are just overall a little bit nicer, even if it's like still based off of EA's standards of building. But they really need it. Like, those houses are not it. Another possibility is maybe adding in how vampires would obviously interact in the new pack, or if ghosts in general are just a new, like more revamped in the base game, maybe it'll like help with the vampires as well with that. Maybe vampires and ghosts could have a crossbreed in the game. That would be kind of interesting. Another idea is maybe cemeteries. Maybe that's like could play some role in how vampires work, especially if there are specific lot traits with it. And the last world, I'm pretty sure I saw, again, let me know if I'm wrong, but it's Strangerville. And honestly, I think that this could be updated in a decent few ways, just like world revamp wise, just making the builds look nicer once again. But specifically with how the virus or the disease from that world could interact with the rest of the world or with the rest of the packs or the new pack, I honestly think that that's what they might update more. But besides that, I can't really think of anything that they would use to update in that world either, just because, again, I don't play in it a ton. I've played it a decent amount, but I don't play in it a ton. But yeah, also just general updates, bug fixes, as I said. I honestly think that that's pretty much all that this card has to offer. So overall with this roadmap, I am honestly genuinely excited to see where it leads. I think I am most excited for the expansion pack, which isn't surprising. They tend to offer the most content that we get from the game, the most bang for our buck if we are paying for extra content. I do hope that they just continue to fix a lot of bugs and issues with the game as well. And I'm really hoping that with this expansion, it comes out and it just works. It works in the game. That would be nice. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the roadmap. Let me know what your thoughts are on anything I just discussed down in the comments below. It's fine if it's a chain of comments. I am okay with that. I enjoy reading them. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you made it all the way through this video, because I would really appreciate it. And I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, hit that subscribe button. I will keep asking until we get to that goal. But I will see you guys all next time on my channel. Bye guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day.